this week on the Bubble Chat.
Whether it be friends or associates, because I have never been physically abused because I'm not in the orange suit.
It's just a freak accident, and it just lets you know how fast something can happen.
I don't think this apology is acceptable for some teachers, but at the same time, I do understand why she said it.
Somebody in your driveway. It's one thing if somebody is in your house.
I was reading the article, and it was funny because one of the quotes from the blogger was,
They say they walk, but they really sleep in beauty.
Our country is basically about diversity, and we're trying to do everything we can, such as using our platform to create an inclusive future together.
But maybe she can start another one. I don't wish her no bad. I'm just glad she's not part of Star Wars no more. Goodbye.
Bye, girl. Bye, girl. Moving on. What's next?
hello, everyone, and welcome to you all. Welcome to the Bubble Chat. We hope everybody's having a good day so far. Join us today, as we're hoping she joins us today, and if she does, we'll provide a warm welcome to Shan Jackson. We have myself, Uncle Ruben, Joanne, as always, and we
have guys,
Eve, Mighty Eve, my luscious wife.
And Eve, stay with me on say guess who's back on 3. Eve, 1, 2, 3, and guess who's back?
Guess who's back?
Guess
that
who's
one
back?
Up there. Yes.
Who's
back?
After so many long absences, Mom, why don't you tell the audience where have you been?
Hello, everyone. I am so happy to be back. I actually thought I was fired. So I had been dealing with.
We have not fired you whatsoever.
Okay, well, I thought you did fire me for your Uncle Ruben, but that's okay. I'm here. I'm happy. I went on a couple of vacations. I've had a couple of gigs, been on the road, and I'm happy to be back.
Just to clear the air, everyone. Mom's not.
She just told a whole lie on my nephew, and I don't appreciate that.
Just to clear the air, Mom's not fired. Mom's not really fired. She just thought she's fired because she puts words in my mouth because that's what she does. Anyways, yeah. But anyways,
yeah, she was on the really beaches in Mexico, half naked. I seen them IG stuff.
Let's start the show.
Okay, who's got the first story?
You, Joanne.
You.
Oh, me. Wait. Yes. Before we do start, we want to take a moment that May is Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, where we honor figures of the Asian and Pacific Islander community. May 7th, 1845, marks the arrival of the first Japanese immigrants to the U.S. On May 10th, 1869, became Golden Spike Day, which recognizes the completion of the first transcontinental railroads in the U.S., which has significant contributions from Chinese workers. 15,000 to 20,000 Chinese immigrants were a major part of this construction. With that being said, let's get started with today's topic. And Uncle Ruben, I believe you have the first story.
Well, we got up first. We got Jonathan Majors and his talent manager, Entertainment 360, has parted ways. Just 3 weeks after he was arrested on alleged domestic violence charges in New York City. On March 25th, Jonathan was arrested over an alleged domestic dispute with a 30-year-old woman whose name has been concealed. According to criminal defense attorney Priya Chaudhry, Majors is completely innocent and is probably a victim of an altercation of a woman he knows. The defense attorney added that the evidence consisted of a video footage from the vehicle where the altercation took place. Guys, what do you think about this?
Also, review and Eve. Oh, and also, Shan's also joining us. She just showed up. Hey, Shan.
Perfect timing. Why I can't see her?
She connecting the audio stuff.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Shan.
Oh, she all up in the ride.
Bless your heart. Joanne, you ought to be shaming yourself. This baby is busy.
I just
What?
on the go. It's called on the go.
Yeah, Mom, it's called On the Go.
Yeah, she's
On the
on
go.
location. She's on location.
Yeah, I just finished my softball game.
Yeah,
Bless
we
your
were,
heart.
we were going to get started, but somebody had to get the show ready and running.
Yes.
Quit playing. Shan here now.
Okay, all right.
Hey, Shan.
Hey,
Cheers, salute.
Anyways, I'll start with you, Annelise. What are your thoughts on this situation that is going on with Jonathan Majors?
So, I'm gonna just say it like this.
I love the hair.
Thank you so much.
I did too.
My nephew and my husband, they said I look like Sia.
Who?
Sia, you know Chandelier?
Oh.
Singing that song Swinging from the Chandelier.
Oh, chandelier.
We can't sing it because of copyright, but if you know, you know.
You know.
But thank you so much, Shan. I can tell you have great taste in hair. Not necessarily boyfriends, but that's a whole different topic.
Don't you say that.
I always mess with him, so that's what we do.
Shut up, happen.
So here's my thought. Thank you so much for my popcorn. Here's my thoughts. I wasn't there. I haven't seen any evidence. And I don't know him like that. Okay? But from the police report, there is some evidence of markings on her. And just from my personal experience, whether it be friends or associates, because I have never been physically abused because I'm not in the orange suit. So, because I kill somebody putting their hands on me personally, and all y'all can record it and send it to any DA you want to know. Someone hit me, I'm gonna take them all the way out.
Down.
Or your children.
Period.
I know that a lot of times victims of abuse actually recant their stories or make excuses for their abusers. That's domestic violence 101. So the text messages, it just seems like she's trying to give him a cover up or whatever. Do I know if he did it or not? No, I don't. I'm leaning towards the fence because allegedly other women have stepped forward. I'm on the fence. I don't know, but I'm leaning towards the possibility of it being true. And if that's true, then it makes perfect sense why talent management 360 would actually, pull away from an actor, because we don't any actor who has something like that going on. He's as we saw in Creed 3, and even before that in Lovecraft Country, he's a nice built young man.
Hey man.
I mean, he's a good looking brother, well built, and so even if, let's say, she was the aggressor, besides restraining her, and I don't think you can safely restrain someone by choking them, as we've seen police doing neck holds and all that kind of stuff on people. I don't think she shouldn't have no marks around her neck, point blank, period. So I hope the allegations are not true, because actually I was a fan of his body. I mean, no, I was a fan of his acting, and so I was a fan of his acting. So I would like to see his career propel. However, I bought Creed 3, so I can have that on repeat. And if he don't get any more roles, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I'll start with this. Just like you were saying about the evidence, Eddie, According to TMZ, the woman allegedly told the police that she was suffering a broken finger and a location behind her ear during the fight. Jonathan's lawyer,
behind her ear, a hickey,
a
laceration.
A laceration, yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, I pronounced that name wrong. I pronounced that term wrong. But yeah, Jonathan's lawyers claim that there is evidence to claim that it was an outright lie, and the lawyer also claimed that hours of security videos showed the woman who went clubbing and got drunk after Majors left her in the car, and she then accused Majors of infidelity and threatening suicide. So I can definitely get the misleading of information. Do you have any thoughts about this, Uncle Ruben?
Well, I guess just recently came out today that she was granted a temporary restraining order, a protective order against him. So that's just came out as early as today, as late as today. But you want to err on the side of innocent until proven guilty, and just because you got a restraining order, protective order doesn't necessarily mean he's guilty. It's always difficult when alcohol is involved, but again, she had a laceration and marks on her neck, and it's kind of difficult when she's going to the police and taking a police report. But also, not only did his talent manager leave him, but also his PR firm left him as well. So that if both of those are leaving you, then there's definitely some stuff going on behind the scenes that we're not privy to. So, but there's another part that I was talking to Eve before the show, but when all these alleged more victims, I heard that there was more victims coming out. I was like, how did they find more victims? Because like, did they run an ad? Did they have it on the news somewhere? What did they do for this?
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
Where they get the alleged additional victims is a lot of times there's shame behind domestic violence. And so there's shame behind domestic violence, sexual assault, rape, all that, molestation, all that. So sometimes when you have one person who's basically the tip of the iceberg, it's like the nudge in the snow that creates the avalanche. And more alleged victims feel comfortable coming forward. So it's not about ad. It's just like, yo, bro did that to me too. And I can stay silent, or I can go on and speak up and tell my story too, if it's true. But I'm just letting you know why other people can. I mean, the same thing happened with Bill Cosby. The same thing happened with R. Kelly. The same thing happened with Harvey Weinstein. And there's some other ones too, but I can't think of their names right now. But the same thing happened. There's that one who starts the wheel going.
Mom, do you have any thoughts?
I totally agree with Eve. I mean, it's really sad, and this is like, if it is true, I just want to slap him, because it's like, how stupid.
Don't slap him, because you don't know what's gonna happen to you, but that's gonna got muscle.
But it's sad. I just want to say it's sad. I hate abuse. I've never been fond of it outside of the bedroom. That was a joke.
Shan, since you just showed up, do you have any last minute thoughts on this?
Okay, I just had to look up and see who Jonathan Major is, because y'all, let me tell y'all, I don't watch TV. So when I come on here, I just give my thoughts from my own perspective. So sometimes a lot of these people y'all be talking about, I don't even be knowing who they are.
Me either, man. I
I
don't
don't be
either.
knowing. So I just go by what I know what happened in my own
Girl,
life.
you know who he is. You
I
seen that
just
sign, brother.
I just pulled him up. I've seen him before. I didn't
But
know
I
his
didn't know
name.
him. I didn't know him by name.
You
I
was
didn't
on
know him by
muscle.
name.
Yeah, I know him by his
I
face.
can pick
But
out that body in the lineup. I don't watch Green 3 so much.
Oh, he the one that got out of jail, huh? And came to fight. What's his name?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, I didn't watch the whole thing, but I seen a little bit of Creed, whichever one that was. But he acted in some other things too. But what I want to say about domestic violence, I've been there. I've been in a domestic violence relationship at a young age.
Oh my
And
God.
I was never afraid to talk about it. I would say when you're in it, you can be afraid to tell your family, and you just you can be like that. But I've never been afraid to talk about it afterwards. I think this is something that really needs to be investigated because women do, and I'm not taking neither side, but women can do some cruel stuff and their word is heard first. And we've seen that in movies. We've seen that a lot. We've seen where women will go hit their own self with a bag of sodas and, just to get somebody in jail. I don't know the whole story. I'm just going by what was here. And as far as people leaving, they probably they could know something and they could not know something. They could not want to have anything to do with it. But my thoughts is that it should be really investigated. When people come out, like Eve, you were saying with Bill Cosby and R. Kelly and stuff like that. And I always wonder, like, why would it take for somebody else for you to come out and say it? So it's just a rock and a hard place for me because I don't think me being in that, if I didn't say nothing, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna wait until something happens to because I dealt with it and I got over it. And everybody is different about it. And so what I'm just gonna say is I think they should really do a lot of investigation. Because I think sometimes they'll pay people to say he did it to me too. I think that's what happened in Bill Cosby case. I don't think he really.
I would like to. I respect your position, and I do agree with you 100% that it definitely should be investigated. But as a victim of rape and as a victim of molestation from a family member, I know exactly why it took me years to come forward. There is shame behind that. There's shame. There's embarrassment behind that, even though it's no fault of my own what happened to me. When you're experience something like that, that's traumatizing, sometimes you will actually start blaming yourself or saying, oh, I don't want to cause this person any more trouble, right? So I do understand why victims and I personally don't have to make up shit about anybody or what they did to me. And I'm not saying that she did make up. Before I said, I don't know, but I think, and I do understand your point of view that some people make up lies about others because they're mad and they're trying to get back at them, right?
Yeah. They're basically just crying wolf.
Right.
They're basically crying wolf.
But when someone has red marks around their neck and I think, like he said, laceration behind her ear, and then my understanding there was another bruise on her arm, me personally, I don't know, I wasn't there, but for me, that's a lot for somebody. Multiple things for someone to, make up. But I hope it comes up. I hope it comes out in the wash. Whatever it is, I hope it comes out in the wash.
What movie was that with Martin Lawrence? I mean, it was a movie. It wasn't real life, but
a thin line between love and hate.
Yeah, the extent she took. And I've been the family thing, and I did that too. Only reason why I didn't tell is because I knew he would have been dead. But I told him myself, hey, check this out. You're going to have to stop. And to have that conversation, I don't even mind having that conversation. But the reason why I didn't tell my mom, because I knew I didn't feel embarrassed. I knew what would have happened to the person that did it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
them
have that
being a
same.
fact.
I was ashamed, but I didn't want. Again, I didn't want my mom to kill him.
That's how I felt.
And I didn't want my mom to kill him because I didn't want her to go to jail. But also, I just knew that side of my family was going to go straight into protect mode. You know what I mean? Like Ted Bundy could have been their son or cousin or nephew, and they would defend Ted Bundy to the end. Or Charlie Manson. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I knew what type of family I was dealing with when that happened to me. But you know, people have their different reasons, but I don't have any judgment. This is what I'm gonna say. Whether you tell after it happens immediately or whether you tell 40 years later, if it's your truth, it's your right to tell your story.
Mm-hmm. Right. I agree.
Yeah. Does anyone have any final thoughts, or Shan, do you want to cover the next topic?
Do I want to cover the next topic? Let's see. So the next topic is charges dropped against Alec Baldwin.
Yep.
Okay. All right. You ready for me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So all charges have been dropped against Alec Baldwin in the fatal on-set Rust shooting. As you know, Baldwin was charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter after he accidentally shot, what is that?
Halyna Hutchins.
Halyna Hutchins. What's her name? So how do you say that? Grammar.
Cinematographer.
Yeah. Halyna Hutchins on the New Mexico set in October 2021. Baldwin's next court appearance in the case has been set for May 3rd. The gun enhancement charges that has been filed against Baldwin and the film armorer Hannah Gutierrez Reed in late February. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? I remember hearing about this, and my thoughts was, it felt like a setup to me. And I'm probably because I watch, you see stuff like that in movies, where somebody go and find a gun that's gonna be used on the set, and they end up putting a bullet in there when it wasn't supposed to be a bullet in there. I really hope that wasn't his. I mean, I don't think it was his intentions. I really hope.
Right.
Yeah, I really hope it wasn't his intention.
Yeah, and a little facts about this. The director, Joel Souza, I hope I said it right, he was injured on the set of the film during the set of the film Rust. The production got suspended for a while, but as of now, it is continuing. In December 2021, following the shooting, Baldwin told ABC News, George S., I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I have been hearing about him a lot, that he didn't have any idea on how a live bullet onto the set of this film, but he denied that the trigger was pulled. And get this, the production company was fined $136,793 for failures that led to Hutchins' death. I didn't really know who Halyna Hutchins was, but I saw it all over social media. I saw it over TV. And I just couldn't imagine the pain that her family has been going through. I could tell that she was a successful filmmaker. Uncle Ruben, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think it's an unfortunate event. And it doesn't make any sense how that would happen. And you would think that there would be strict adherence to like safety, or somebody failed in making sure that there was not a bullet being placed in that gun at the time, and people weren't playing around. And because when there's guns on set, you should be making sure that somebody's that somebody's taking some sort of precautions to protect this from happening, and it didn't seem like this was being done. Now, what do I think Alec Baldwin intended to kill somebody? No, I don't think. I think Alec Baldwin was the scapegoat on this, and I think he just ended up being the person that pulled the trigger on the gun, or the gun went off. If he didn't pull the trigger, the gun went off, and he just was the guy holding the gun that killed the girl. And that was unfortunate, but I don't think he should have been found guilty of anything.
Right.
I think it's just like I said, it's unfortunate overall for people on the set. Was it one of the most famous killings on set was Brandon Lee on the set of Crow, where it was a projectile that came out of the gun, and they don't know how it happened. And again, it's one of those things that freak accidents that happens. They don't know. And the armor there was, they cut corners, and that's my assumption here is whoever was doing the safety was cutting corners and wasn't paying attention, and the same thing happened. Something similar to that somewhere happened where somebody's cutting corners on the safety cost, and they just wanted to get this film shot, and so that's they paid a lot of money in fines, but they lost a life in the filming of it, or the not even in the filming. They lost the cinematographer, which sucks.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on real quick?
Go ahead.
So was this like the first day of filming?
I don't know for sure, but it's starting to look. Maybe I think it's like the first few days. I don't really know for sure.
Because I'm just like, if a gun was supposed to be in the filming, okay, first of all, if y'all shot this before y'all used this gun, and you would want to use the same gun, the same empty gun, and where did bullets come from? Why was there even bullets? It's not even supposed to be bullets on the set. This is fake. You're going to make the noise that the shot was shot. And why was there bullets? That's why I think it was planted. Because why would there even be bullets there? Why would you have bullets on the scene, and it's supposed to be, they pretend that there's a bullet. You can't get a fake bullet mixed up with a real bullet. So that's where I get the whole thing of it being
I think you brought up a good point here.
If you did some scenes before and you used the same, what did you bring in another gun? Oh, somebody bringing another gun. It's like, it just seems very sloppy, and it seems like to me that somebody planted it.
I feel you. Mom, do you have any thoughts on this?
I'm afraid of guns. I don't like guns, never have. But it's just a freak accident, and it just lets you know how fast something can happen. Like, something could be life-changing in a twinkling of an eye. And I'm with Shan. I believe that it's a possibility that someone could have, like an outsider, could have snuck the bullets in. Just, people are evil. And then some people who are just crazy as hell. And people do evil stuff. People put razor blades in food, and it's people at McDonald's that just put a booger in your food just because they just just because they fucking crazy. So you just never know people. People do stupid things. I think anytime you have a gun on set or a gun anywhere, it should be tested before you even touch it. It should be
right. I feel you. I absolutely agree with you. I absolutely agree with you, Mom. I think from excuse me, but anyways, in all seriousness though, I really think that there is a possibility that someone might have snuck a bullet in there. I don't know for sure. I was not aware of what was going on. But what I do know is that if someone could
Excuse me, you had asked my opinion and then you took over. So can I just say that? I was just saying that anytime there's a firearm anywhere, as far as a movie or wherever, I think it should be a safety protocol where he's like, a firearm on board, let's make sure, they empty it out, they look at it, they check it out, and then they hand it to the actor.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that could have been anybody. That could have been
that could have been anybody.
Watch out, number one.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, it's sad. That's what I will say.
It is.
Yeah. I think, as I was saying before, I was being accused of talking over somebody. You know how mom is. Y'all know how my mom be sometimes. So please bear with her and please bear with me. So yeah. But yeah. My thoughts on this. My final thoughts before I move on to the next topic is that there is a possibility that someone could just turn in the gun to Alec without even knowing that there was a bullet in it. So yeah, I absolutely agree with you on that.
I want to add my 2 cents.
You want your 2 thoughts? Your 2 cents?
I want my 2 cents.
Okay. Okay. I'm so sorry, Eddie. Go ahead.
So I just want to say, and I just want us all to be aware of conspiracy theories. I know that some of us love some good conspiracy theories, right? I think there's a book called Conspiracy Theories. And I understand why that happens. But in fairness, I want people to think about her family and friends who've lost a loved one. And conspiracy theories are so painful for the family when they're not based upon facts. What I can say about my knowledge of I have several questions. I never thought Alec Baldwin should have been charged. I never thought he should have been charged.
Me neither.
Because he wasn't. I believe the people who were responsible for the gun safety should have been charged.
Right.
Because obviously protocols were missed. And so when that ended up with their life, and though I never thought Mr. Baldwin should have been charged, I just want to say is that I have been raised that you don't ever point a gun at someone unless you're willing to kill them. And I know he's an actor and he was on set, but that wasn't even part of the role to be pointing it in her direction. So I believe he didn't think it was loaded, but I just don't even know why it was even pointed in someone's direction. So I do have some, but whatever my questions or my theories or my opinions are, her family and friends, they lost a loved one, and I'm sorry for that for them, and I hope there's some healing for them.
Yeah. And on that note, we are thinking of Halyna Hutchins' family, and we continue to offer them condolences and prayers during this difficult time. Alrighty, so up next, singer and Grammy winner Meghan Trainor had to issue an apology on TikTok for a comment that she made about teachers in her podcast. In a recent episode of her podcast, Working on It, with her boyfriend Ryan Trainor and her guest Trisha Paytas, Meghan commented, "Fuck teachers, dude." It did not take long enough for Meghan to be facing criticism and backlash as a TikTok user who is a teacher who we will not name out of respect called her out, and as she had to teach during the pandemic. The user also explained the emotional distress this caused teachers and kids during the pandemic. Meghan then took to TikTok to issue an apology while explaining that she was bullied by some teachers, which caused her to say that comment, but she didn't intend to mean all teachers. She then admitted that that she learned that words actually have consequences. Guys, do you think that she was apologizing because she got caught, or is her apology showing that there was no intent to mention that comment whatsoever? Mom, I'm going to start with you. What do you think?
First of all, what do you think?
For,
I want to know what you think.
Okay, I want to start off by saying this. I don't think this apology is acceptable for some teachers, but at the same time, I do understand why she said it, and she didn't intend it because there are a couple of TikTok teachers who use TikTok a lot who are basically explaining the situation. There's this one elementary school teacher who was on TikTok who claimed that there are schools from across the country that are unable to find substitute teachers. So they couldn't find a substitute teacher, and some people accepted Megan's apology and some people don't. And as the people start to call Megan out for her actions and want to know what it's like to be on the shoes of a teacher. And another teacher who claimed that Megan has a platform with over 17 million followers in such a use words such as words in such a hateful way. And another teacher of TikTok claimed a similar point, explaining that words matter. So I think Megan definitely learned from this. Mom, what are your thoughts?
I think she learned from it too. And it's just so much going on until it's just overwhelming for me. I can't even. It's just too much. Too much. And these poor teachers, they're not even getting paid enough. And these kids is hitting the teachers and cussing them out and, all that. You take their cell phone, they want to kill you. And then you're the villain when you whip the fuck out of them. Excuse my French.
Okay. Shan, I think you're muted. What are your thoughts on this, Shan?
I'm with Shay. It's a lot of stuff going on with teachers, with disrespect, with kids, and at the youngest age, kids are disrespecting teachers, and how we used to say disrespecting their elders, teacher or not. Did she say it because she got called out? Could be, but what was her purpose of saying it? Did she ever say what her purpose of saying it? I was trying to read what did she mean when she said, F the teachers, but it could have been something particular that she could have been talking about, because sometimes you have teachers that talk to kids and tell them they're not going to be nothing in life and you'll never make it. All teachers are not good teachers. Like back in the day, we used to say, just because you're a teacher doesn't mean you're right. So what was her purpose of saying that? And she's entitled to say how she feels, but with explanation, I guess, because, when you say it, you got to be ready to, you got to be ready for the backlash, and you got to be ready with something like this. You got to be ready to explain.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Uncle Ruben and Annelise, do you have any thoughts on this situation?
F some teachers. How about that? F some teachers.
Right.
F some teachers. That's what I got to say. F some teachers.
F that teacher that told Jawan. Now,
yeah, F her.
We still trying to beat her up.
Let me say this.
Wait, what teacher told Jawan what?
Everybody.
You know, Mom.
saying that he's not going to make to college, that kind of BS.
Oh,
make waves. That's what I say.
I thought it was recent.
Apologies, no. If I'm not a teacher, so I'm not a professional teacher, so it's not for me to accept that apology, and I don't care whether it's real or not. She said what was in her heart in that moment, and the only thing that she left out was F some. She left the word out, some, and that's the problem. But she, because it's not F all, it's F some. Yeah. F some teachers. You got teachers up here bullying kids. You got teachers molesting kids. You got teachers using the N-word, talking about white supremacy, talking about slaves. We're happy to be slaves. I can go on and on. I had a teacher. Man, I hope that bitch is dead. You get
A
what I'm
couple
saying?
years as old as you are.
Yeah. What? When I had a teacher, she was so mean and ruthless to me, and I was just a quiet, bully kid, and she was just ruthless. Like it was something about her that she couldn't. She saw me as weak because I didn't fight back, and so and when I was in my kindergarten, because after kindergarten I started whooping the. But that's a whole different story. But when she saw the kids pick up me, she picked up me too.
Got to be 100 years old.
You know what? You know what though? You ain't getting no blowjobs tonight. No blowjobs. No blowjobs for you tonight.
Jobs, what plural? If somebody don't get this girl a trophy. She didn't say job, she said jobs. That's a bona fide, certified, qualified beast.
No lollipops tonight.
Oh.
Good God.
That's too bad. That's too bad.
I have no thoughts. We should just move on. Fuck some teachers.
With an S. It was plural. I mean, yeah. Jobs.
I'm sorry. Hold on a second.
So too bad. Yeah, but there are some really rude teachers out there. I agree with you, Eve, on the other part of the teachers. There are some very rude, and I know some F teachers too, from even when my son was in school. F her, fuck her, for real.
Oh my God.
So where she was coming, I think something happened. I mean, I'm sure she didn't say that out the blue. Something had to happen for her to say that.
She's traumatized because some teachers bullied her, and she was thinking about those teachers, and so she wasn't saying, but she left out the word some. Now, I had some excellent teachers, Mrs. O'Drain.
Oh, you know the name still.
Mrs. O'Drain, Miss Cleveland, Mrs. O'Drain, and then I had her husband in junior high, and Mr. O'Drain, and Mr. Dansky, and you know, and I had some excellent teachers along the way. So you know, I would love to. So teachers who take their jobs seriously and respect their children and respect their job, they don't get paid enough. Ruben and I, we have an associate, a young lady that young woman that we care about a lot. She's a teacher now, you know, and she seems to really enjoy the profession and care about her kids. So I don't, you know, I'm going to say that the operation of Meghan Trainor, I don't know it, but my assumption is she was really saying F poor teachers, F lousy teachers. And you know, so F some teachers, but she didn't leave it. It's kind of like like NWA. They said, you know, F the police.
Yeah, right.
You get what I'm saying? You know, maybe they do it. They might make everybody. But the point is, I'm sure they wouldn't. A good cop, an outstanding cop, I'm sure they wouldn't want. You know,
where did Mom go?
Yeah, I don't know. I think she passed out.
She probably did,
but she'll be back.
Okay.
But I do like that girl can write some songs, that Trainor lady. Okay. Oh yeah, Shay.
You reading it?
Oh, I'm reading it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm reading it. Never mind. All right. Our next story is absolutely heartbreaking. As you know, the past week, 20-year-old Kaylin Gillis was fatally shot in Hebron, New York, after the car that she was traveling turned into the wrong driveway. I believe she was a passenger of the car, and according to the Washington County authorities, the gunman was Kevin Monahan. Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
And he's facing second-degree murder charge in connection with the shooting. They may file additional charges against him. During the press conference, the father of Kaylin, Andrew Gillis, spoke up after Monahan was denied bail in court and claimed, "I just hope to God that he dies in jail," including, "She loved animals and this man took her away from us." Guys, do you have any thoughts about this heartbreaking incident? It just seems like lately neighbors haven't been that neighborly.
Mm-hmm.
And, do you have something you want to say, Annelise?
I just think that, and I just want to make it clear, I just think this was predicted years ago, that there's just a climate of division, and with that climate of division there comes a paranoia. And so these people, and this guy had a tick about trespassers, and so someone pulled up in his driveway and he's going to just start shooting blindly. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
I'm not going to shoot unless I feel like my life is in danger. And someone pulling up in my driveway, I'm going to be on alert for 100% sure, but I'm not going to just start blindly shooting. And so, and I think that, all these conspiracies that people have, political conspiracies, race wars, all this propaganda that these blogs and fake news with inaccurate information just puts some people who get sucked into it on this high alert and this paranoia, and they think that people are coming for them, and people are just knocking on the door or pulling up in the driveway.
Yeah.
My 2 cents on it. May she rest in peace.
Yeah, Sharon, what are your thoughts?
I think it's very I think it's very sad. It takes me to the shooting of the boy that survived. I don't know names, I just know stories, where the guy, he walked up to the door, and walked up to the door, and the guy shot him. And somebody in your driveway, it's one thing if somebody is in your house, down there in your space, and you might shoot them, and you can say it was in self-defense. You came in my house and you're not supposed to be here, but in a driveway outside and you shoot them, like, for why? Like, that sounds like paranoia, like drugs or something. Like, he was paranoid. That's what it sounds like to me. I think he deserves what's coming. But I think he deserves whatever's coming to him as far as going to jail. I think he should go to jail. She lost. And she was
in the car with her friends, and they thought they pulled up and it was wrong. They thought it was the house, it was the wrong house, and so they were actually backing up and leaving.
Right, yeah. And I was gonna say that Kaylin and her boyfriend and their friends, of course, they were on their way to a party that Saturday in the vehicle, but turned up the wrong driveway after losing cellular service and sunlight. And in the press conference, her father claimed that Kaylin loved animals and she was an honor student with hopes and dreams of becoming a marine biologist or a veterinarian. And now her father, who spoke up at that conference, won't ever see her achieve those dreams because some asshole, some piece of shit decided to take her own life.
So he only shot her?
Yes.
Yeah, that's too bad. That is really too bad.
I think another person was shot, but they had minor, like it was a graze or something. They were minor injuries.
Yeah, that's like paranoia. Like people that I don't want to say he's on drugs. I don't know him, but people that do drugs do stuff like that. Not saying that he was on drugs, but that's the
And
type
some
of
people
stuff
who
that
be watching Fox News, but you didn't hear that from me.
yeah, that type of stuff.
Yeah, and before we discuss more, we do want to let you know, for those of you who are watching YouTube, Mom is back finally.
Welcome
My
back.
apologies. I had to use the bathroom.
She must have been constipated.
What can you expect when you're on to do nowadays, right? Okay. In all seriousness. Okay. All right. In all seriousness, though, Uncle Ruben, what are your thoughts on this?
It's unfortunate that this happened. I've turned into many driveways. I don't do it anymore because I've grown weary of doing it because of this kind of thing happening. You don't know what's going on in people's minds, but Eve has made me weary of doing it as well. Just because you don't know what's going on in people's heads. So I feel bad that the girl got lost but it's crazy now how people are so eager to how quickly somebody can grab their gun and shoot that quickly. To not even think to pull the trigger. At the end of the day, like I've said before, it's like I'm afraid of weapons. I was in the military for all those years, and I was afraid of guns, and I still am. I've seen people shot, and I know the damage it causes. I just don't understand people not thinking about what the repercussions are if you pull that trigger, or not thinking about the consequences of pulling that trigger. And I agree. It's like, even I've talked about this at length of it being, these people are so paranoid. They're
Trigger happy.
Yeah, they're trigger happy. They're paranoid. They're so they think somebody's coming out for them. There's somebody out to get them, and they don't take the time to wait and see. They just regularly pull a trigger, and they think because George Zimmerman got away with it that they're going to be able to get away with it, and because he was able to get away with it, now all of a sudden I can stand my ground and I'm be able to get away with killing somebody. Well, nobody, you're not, because this is not going to happen. And you had
nobody's above the law. That's for damn sure.
Well, but yeah, that was my thoughts.
Can I say one thing, two things?
Okay, sure.
First thing I want to say is y'all probably should get used to go to the shooting range, because it's really getting real. Everybody got a gun, and I really think that movie, what's the movie? No, what? Where they start, they get 12 hours at the end of the year to shoot people.
Yeah.
Not the Purge. Yeah, I thought you said the Birds. I was like, we're not on no Birds. I really think that is, it's been happening, but it's really starting to happen. Like, people are, even the police, people are shooting people for no reason. Just walking down the street, I don't like you, I'm going to shoot you. Like, it just really seemed like that's how real it's getting. Secondly, I don't know how old this man is, but he could have been in the military. A lot of military people go through, what is it, PSD? Is that what they call it?
PTSD, but I don't think that's a.
I think it's the PTSD.
But I don't think that's necessarily an excuse. I don't think that's an excuse.
No, not that it's an excuse, but sometimes, well, from looking at documentaries and movies, sometimes people who they get in a space and they can hear a noise and thinking that they're in the military and guns are and not saying this has happened to him. This is how it went. I'm just saying this is something that could be the case, and he heard something and he was in a whole nother mindset and went to the door and just started shooting.
Sure,
It can happen.
I wouldn't want that guy.
The authorities though said, have led us to believe that, when they spoke to him and interviewed him or whatever, he had a problem with trespassers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he didn't like anybody on his land.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Well, all right then.
That's allegedly.
Any quick thoughts, Mom?
No, just the fact that this world is afraid. I mean, I've always been afraid of guns because I'm 0 to 100 real quick. And before the purge come, I probably would be in jail. So I just rather not do it. I'm not afraid of the actual gun. I'm afraid of myself and my temper if I go off. So I don't know what to say.
Okay.
God just help us. That's all I say. Be with us, Lord.
Yes. Help us all.
Yeah.
Where are we now on the?
I think Uncle Ruben's going to read the GoFundMe campaign that
A GoFundMe campaign has been set up for the Gillis family to help with funeral expenses and immediate financial needs. It has reached over $140,000. But if you would like to still show support, we will be linking the GoFundMe in the description. On behalf of the Bubble Chat, our hearts go out to the Kaylin's family and the others affected.
Yeah.
Okay, in honor of Asian and Pacific Heritage Month, we will be honoring figures of the AAPI community who have contributed to this country greatly. Our first figure that we're honoring has been known for being in so many movies such as Everything, Everywhere, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and The Joy Luck Club. She's also the first Asian woman to win an Oscar. Her name is Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh is considered to be one of the greatest female movie stars and known for performing her own frequently dangerous stunts. She became the first Asian performer to win the Academy Award for Best Actress for the film Everything Everywhere All at Once. She made her big screen debut in films in Hong Kong, such as the action drama The Owl vs. Bumbo in 1984. She uses many dance moves in her films and does her own stunts. Michelle has her own production company and uses it to discover new filmmaking talent.
Welcome back to the Bubble Chat with more of today's topics. For our next story, Cardi B set her sights on the belongings of Tasha K in order to fulfill the millions owed to her after the vlogger defamed her name. According to documents obtained by Hip Hop DX, a writ of execution was filed against Tasha K in TB Studios in Georgia this past Thursday. In the document that is signed off by Judge William R. Ray II, Cardi B has been given the right to seize property by Tasha K in order to cash in her ruling of $3.8 million back in 2019. Cardi filed a lawsuit against Tasha K for what she believed was a malicious campaign, posting several false statements about her, and was awarded $2.5 million in damages and $1.3 million in legal fees last January. Guys, what are your thoughts on this defamation of Cardi's name? What was said by the vlogger, and she refused to take it down, was that Cardi had herpes and that she was a prostitute and some other things. And the vlogger refused to take it down after many attempts of Cardi talking to her and And like Sisters in the Sea, she just refused to take it down. So I guess you reap what you sow. What are your thoughts?
Period. You reap what you
That's
sow. The Bible says it, be not deceived, for God is not mocked whatsoever man so that shall he also reap. And I love Cardi B, by the way. So good for her. Get your money, bitch.
Holla.
Jen, do you have any thoughts?
Mm-mm. Let me go ahead to Eve, because I was trying to order food and they closed. So kind of bad. But
Okay.
yeah, let me read what happened.
All right, and Eve, what are your thoughts?
I think that when you run a blog or whatever, there's a great responsibility, and that you need to make sure that when you write things, you're writing facts that you're pretty sure are true. And if you do disseminate things that you don't have facts on, you need to just say that's your opinion. And, allegedly, but if I was to write a blog about Cardi B, I never would insinuate that she was a lady who charges. And I never would, I just wouldn't do something like that. Unless, I came across a mugshot with allegations that, for soliciting customers. But if I didn't have that, that type of stuff, then I would never blog that. I don't know. It's just I just don't know what's in. I think sometimes blogs are taken too far. Now, like, when you're a celebrity, people are going to talk about you bad or good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't give them authority or the right to defame you. So I hope other bloggers take notice to this and make sure that they're not defaming and just lying on people, whether they're everyday people or celebrities. I think the judgment from everything that I've read was just, and I guess, she doesn't need, I don't believe, to my knowledge, I don't think that Cardi B is hurting for money, but I'm sure she's going to buy her a few more bags with that money and some boots. Or maybe the kids' college fund. If they, who knows what she's going to use for it. It's not my business, but she deserves, pay her.
Yeah, some facts about the situation. Last October, Tasha K was ordered to pay Cardi $4 million after losing a defamation lawsuit, and then Tasha K tried to appeal it, but it got dismissed. Any more thoughts? Anyone?
Yeah, my other thought is what she accused Cardi B of doing, maybe she can start that profession. I know it's illegal, but maybe, that could help her settle her debt. I don't know what she looks like, but looks don't really matter. She got a mouth.
Yeah.
I was reading the article, and it was funny because one of the quotes from the blogger was that she's hurting right now, and once Uncle Sam gets right, then Cardi B will be taken care of. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't have. You should have taken your time to check your facts or take shit down or do what you needed to do to make sure everything was right before you I think people always go back to freedom of speech and freedom of the press and all that stuff, but you are free from consequences. So I think that's one of the few forgotten things, and I think a lot of times that's always forgotten. So do what you want to do, but make sure you could, there's that saying, don't write a check your ass can't cash. So
that's right. Don't you do it. You need to think about the consequences before you do stuff like that, because there's consequences to everything. And people take this social media to where, and they put everything out there, but got to be ready for the backlash You got to be ready to defend yourself for stuff that you say, and you got to be ready to pay for what you do, especially when you do something like this. And so, yeah, I'm with her. Get your money. Yeah, definitely. If she owes, she needs to pay, and whatever that looks like for her.
Any final thoughts, Mom?
No, I've
Do we know if they did punitive damages?
No, I don't know.
I don't know either. Okay, well, before we do move on behalf of the Bubba Chat, we want to send our deepest condolences to Len Goodman's family, who passed away. He was a longtime judge on Dancing with the Stars. We also want to send our condolences to the family of singer Harry Belafonte, who also passed away recently. He stormed pop charts and smashed racial barriers in the 50s with his highly personal brand of folk music and became a force in the civil rights movement. Additionally, we also want to send our condolences to Jerry Springer, who recently passed away.
What you say? Jerry Springer passed away?
Yeah.
No freaking way, y'all.
Yep.
Jerry Springer passed away.
Yeah.
I heard it today.
I heard it today too.
Uncle Ruben.
The freak.
Yes.
You are the father.
Oh, that's Maury Povich.
You hella molded.
Heck a moment.
You ain't getting none tonight.
Remember that used to be like,
hey, did Jerry Springer do some
he did
but
run off the stage.
Maury Povich was the one that does that motion.
They kind of look alike, right?
They do kind of.
No, they don't look alike.
Shit, mind your business. Ain't you ordering food?
Hey, no, they didn't have it. They don't look alike though. But Jerry Springer he had the ones that run off the stage.
Jerry Springer would have those fights all the time, the choreographed fights.
Hilarious.
Maury Povich, he's still alive.
Yeah, Maury Povich used to married to Connie Chung.
Okay, well, rest in peace, Jerry Springer. We loved all the trash television you brought to us. We loved the fights.
Yeah, on the more serious note,
even the fake fights, because it started getting fake.
Okay, yeah. On a more serious note, our thoughts and prayers go out to all the families who we recently lost over the week. Condolences to the families and to the others affected. Up next, actress Annelise Vanderpool stopped by the Vulnerable podcast that is run by Disney alumni Christy Carlson Romano, and she called out the racism that was going on behind the scenes about the show That's the Raven. Annelise explained that the original vision for the show didn't include Raven Simone in the title show. Annelise claimed that when she was auditioning for the show, it was formerly called Absolutely Sidekicks. According to US Today, the lead role went to someone else, and the production on the series began soon after. She then revealed that Disney never visioned a black girl as the show's star when the cast of the show was created. Guys, what are your thoughts on Annelise speaking up about what happened to Disney a long time ago? I'll start with you, Mom. What are your thoughts?
I'm so sorry. I got a little sidetracked because I was reading another subject, so I apologize. Could you go on to someone else and then let me catch up, please? I'm so sorry.
Sure. I'll start with you, Sharon. What are your thoughts?
I'm so sorry. You had to cut this one.
Uncle Ruben.
I think I'm about to go to later.
So I'll tell you this. I'll say this.
Go ahead, Ruben.
You know, honestly, I used to watch That's So Raven, and it seems like a little bit of sour apples, sour grapes, whatever you want to call it, on this person, whoever the hell this person is, whoever the hell Annelise Vanderpool is, because I don't even know who the hell that person is.
She was the woman who played Chelsea.
Okay, well, Chelsea, whatever the hell she is, it doesn't really matter because Raven Simone became the lead actress in the show, lead actor in the show, and they had many seasons with Raven Simone as the lead actor in the show, and they centered the show around her. So it doesn't really matter what was in the past. It's called a rewrite. It's called we're going to redo, we're going to rewrite, we're going to go a different way. So it doesn't matter what goes on. It's Hollywood. We found Raven Simone. We want she's the star. She's the vehicle. That's who we're going to get behind. So, oh well, so sad, too bad, so sad. You didn't get your little shine on. You still were in a show for many years. So I don't know why you're bringing the shit up. And who even knows if it's true? So if it's true for you, oh well, what does it matter at this point to bring the shit up now? What's it going to change? What does it matter? What does it even matter to bring it up now? It's just piling on Raven Simone because it's easy to pile on Raven Simone. It's an easy target because it's easy to hate Raven Simone because of who she became or whatever. But you know, it's not going to get you another role. It's not going to get you any more. Just because you're bitter because you didn't get the starring role, whatever, man. Come on now, grow the fuck up.
I agree. Now I agree with Ruben.
Yeah.
Shan, what are your thoughts?
Is this all about? So I thought this was something, a show that was new. Is she bitching about something way old, long time ago?
Yeah, That's So Raven.
So they're not redoing it, and she's mad because she not get the part.
You know
Yeah,
that shit.
Raven better watch her back.
But can I say this? I don't think it was a dig towards Raven at all. What the girl was trying to articulate, and this, I don't know her operation of her mind. My thoughts was, the caucasity of some females and their attempt to get on that woke train that they're not really on. This is, don't get me wrong, I'm all for the woke train, that you're aware of your surroundings and you have empathy and you're aware of situations for people who don't look like you. That's what woke means for me. And I think she wanted to get on the woke train, but she just got on the wrong one. She said that her thing was that the show was titled something else in the beginning, and that Raven was supposed to be the sidekick. But during the audition process, pre-production, they discovered that Raven was actually more entertaining and more funny. And that's how the show title was changed to That's So Raven. And that's when she became the lead. And what she was saying that she believes that it was racism when it was the other show because they had her as a sidekick because they didn't envision the show with the black lead. What I'm saying is, I don't know if it was racism. I don't know if it was racism that they didn't envision. I don't know what they envisioned. They envisioned what they envisioned, and they auditioned Raven for the sidekick, and she showed them that she was more than that, and she got the lead part. But I don't know. But the girl might have, because she was part of it. The girl actually might have some information to why she thinks it was racist or racism involved, but she didn't explain that or elaborate. So that's why I have the opinion that I have on my limited information. Sometimes people be on that woke. Sometimes people be on that woke stuff, and they say they walk, but they really sleep in beauty.
Before I continue, Eve, I just want mom to know why is she showing us a picture of Raven Simone chewing gum?
Because she cute. But I'm just saying what I said. But sometimes I think that people be getting on, because then she said that she felt it was race. She said didn't gel with me. So she said it was racism, but then it's low level racism. And I was like, how is ever putting a Black person in a box or underestimating them or limiting them, how is that low level racism? Because basically that's a system of why we're disproportionately don't have the amount of wealth that others do. So there's nothing low level about that. But I'm gonna digress because me and my afro is mad right now. We all the way mad.
Yeah.
Well, your afro is cute.
Well, I named her Poodle.
Well, Poodle's cute.
Go on, Poodle.
Or.
Mom, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts, Mom? And then I'll ask Sharon what
I said I agree.
What is you doing?
I said I totally agree with Ruben. I totally agree with Ruben, and we need to hurry up with this. It's 9 o'clock.
Okay, Sharon, kick it off.
All right. Up next, Star Wars has finally confirmed.
I'm saying bye-bye. I love this. Go on. I'm waving bye-bye to her.
Oh, okay. All right. Up next, Star Wars has finally confirmed and debuted a replacement for Gina Carano's character after 2 years since her firing. Back in 2021, it has announced that Gina, how you pronounce her name? Carano?
Yes.
Will not be returning to the Mandalorian after sharing a post on social media implying her comments about the Holocaust. The hashtag Fired Gina Carano became a trending following an Instagram following an Instagram post from the outspoken conservative actor that was met with severe backlash. According to The Pirate, it was announced that Carson Teva, Paul's son, Halyna Hutchins, will be replacing Cara Dune role in the series, being a range of the New Republic he hears about. Navarro and travels. Is that right? Navarro and travels to Coruscant. What's that? I feel like I can't read. Coruscant to get more men. Guys, what are your thoughts on the Star Wars replacement?
I'm going to say it like this. You take the internet as a loaded gun. Anything that you said on the internet, consider it permanent because you cannot take it, because you can never get it back. Even if you try to delete it, it can still lead somewhere else, and it can be shown to your principal. It can be shown to your boss. It can even show to when you were applying a job. So that's why she was dropped at the 8th. So I'm not surprised about this.
Oh, okay.
I totally agree.
Farewell.
Me too.
We will not miss you.
But she was an idiot when she got fired. She said, this is what she said. She compared the treatment of conservatives in the U.S. to that of Jewish people during Nazi-era Germany. So that was one of her posts. And then
nobody put you on the train. No one took your suitcases, your jewelry, your artwork, your diamonds. No one pulled your baby out your arm and shot him to death. No one put you in the gas chamber and killed you. Millions of Jews were annihilated for simply being who they are. How dare you compare yourself as a conservative to someone who died during the Holocaust, someone who survived the Holocaust. Whole families were wiped out during the Holocaust. How dare you? And as a Star Wars fan, I am so glad you were fired because you are
piece of shit.
C-word. You a C-word.
Cunt.
It's not for conservative. You a C-word for saying that. You can be a conservative. You know, I had a couple of good friends who are conservative. But I'm telling you right now, for her to compare that to the Holocaust, that was just ridiculous. Ridiculous and disrespectful. And I'm glad she's gone. I have to admit, I did like her character, but I'm glad she's gone. Goodbye. Have a good career. Maybe you can star in some conservative movie.
Oh, she already did. Remember, I told you that.
I know you did, but maybe she can star in another one. I don't wish her no bad. I'm just glad she's not part of Star Wars no more. Goodbye.
Bye, girl. Bye, girl. Moving on. What's next?
Sharon, do you have any thoughts before we move on?
No, I don't. Because I feel like I agree with Eve because she know what's going on. I don't know who Cara is, but
girl, you ain't missing nothing.
Her response was
She looked like she on some roids, but I don't think she on the roids, and I'm not saying she on the roids. She just looked like she was on some roids. I mean, she's a beefcake. I mean, whoa.
She looked like she on some what?
She's a former MMA fighter who became an actress. She was like she was like Ronda Rousey before Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, she know. I don't know. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
What's next, Joanne?
May the force not be with you.
Thank you. Mom, I think you're out the final story.
Okay.
She got excited.
Mattel introduces Barbie doll with Down syndrome. For our final topic this week, Mattel has introduced their first Barbie doll with Down syndrome in an effort to help more children find a toy that represents. This move was welcomed by charities with chief executive of the UK Down Syndrome Association, claiming children in our community will be able to play with a doll that represents them. That's beautiful. British model Ellie Goldstein, who has Down syndrome, claimed that she was so happy to see a new doll and added that diversity is important to me as people. We need to see more people like me out there in the world, not be hidden away. Guys, what do you think? What are your thoughts on what Mattel is doing?
Huge applause. I will say that. Huge applause to Mattel, because our country is basically about diversity, and we're trying to do everything we can, such as using our platform to create an inclusive future together. You know what I mean? So, because toy companies are starting to become more inclusive, and Mattel worked, from what I can remember, with the National Down Syndrome Society to ensure that the doll actually represents Down syndrome accurately. And the doll's dress, it consists of butterflies and yellow and blue colors associated with Down syndrome. I'm going to be honest, this one, touched my heart because, I remember, Mom, I don't know if you saw, but I remember when I was watching a Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, and there was this one episode where Baby's brother revealed that that BB's autistic like me. And I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to send you the episode in a minute, Mom. I'm going to be honest, as an autistic human being and a person who has watched the Proud Family since childhood, it really, really touched my heart. I almost cried watching that episode. Yeah. I just wanted to bring that up, Mom. I thought you may have noticed. I don't know if you actually know, but I'm going to send you some facts about this as soon as this show is over.
Okay. Thank you.
And Eve, what are your thoughts on what Mattel is doing?
I think it's always amazing to see a company, especially a huge company, put their money and efforts instead of, just doing an Instagram post or Facebook post talking about they're all about inclusivity. But I think this is a huge step for those who are not what we should say average, and saying that they are inclusive and there's something that represents them. I remember not so long ago, decades ago, often the recommendation for parents who birth Down syndrome children was to give them up for adoption or institutionalize them. So, which was just a horrible disservice for, countless numbers of Down syndrome children who really could have lived fulfilling lives with their happy and fulfilling lives with their families. So, this is a huge step in recognizing them and them having, representation and you being able to play with the toy or see a beautiful doll that is representative of you. That's powerful. So, I applaud Mattel, because I honestly, how many? Well, let me just I'm gonna keep it on a positive note. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing smart. I'm gonna keep it to a positive note.
Okay, Sam and Uncle Ruben, any thoughts?
Oh, definitely. I'm glad that they did it, and it's inclusion matters and representation matters, and I think it's commendable that Mattel did this. To have a doll that represents you is important. So it's great that it happened.
Yeah. What about you, Shan?
I agree. I think it's very good that they did that. To see them doing something that matters. Sometimes we see big companies doing stuff and you'd be like, why the hell would they do that? Like, so many times that happens. So to see them doing something that really matters to help people, because all lives matter. So just to be of help, it kind of reminds me of it's not the same thing, but it put me in the mind of what I read about the Dodger guy that's schizophrenic now, and the Dodgers put him back on the just being of a service to people and not just out here just doing anything. I think that's a really good thing that they did that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all the topics that we have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, we love to hear what you think about what we discussed. Let us know in your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to wherever you get your podcast. We have been your host, and we will catch you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.